Hi, and welcome to our podcast. My name is Jenny, and on this podcast, we explore the stories from Earth and how we can apply those to our lives to bring more clarity, more contentment, and more grounding into our world and into our relationships with each other. In today's episode, we're going to explore waves. I spent some time at Lake Michigan this week, and I had some clarity come forward that I wanted to explore with you. So these teachings that we explore are kind of seeds that came from my time as a nature preschool teacher. I spent hours and hours outside with children, exploring, being curious, and enjoying my time with children and learning so much about myself, seeing all the shadow places. So I feel like now they're ready for us to blossom and explore and hopefully take these seeds into our lives and plant them and keep exploring our inner workings. So waves. I went to Lake Michigan over the week and I was seeking it because of grief in my heart. I am at a point in my life where I feel like I'm saying goodbye to someone and also grieving the person that I'm saying goodbye to, as well as grieving maybe the meaning of my existence and how much I have kind of pushed that person down. I don't know if that ever feels like you, but I know for myself that's something that I'm coming to terms with. I think for me, I always thought I was going to be a teacher, always knew I wanted to be a teacher, and I taught as a nature preschool teacher for several years, and I loved every minute of it. And also, I learned things that I didn't like about teaching, and that's where I'm at right now. So sitting with the waves helped to release parts of me that I needed to say goodbye to, and also it helped me explore the inner workings of my relationship with myself and the meaning of my life. So one thing that I did afterwards is, because I'm having a hard time right now exploring what I like about teaching and what I don't like about teaching, I get mixed up in it because of like when I was teaching, people would say things like, "Oh, you're really good at X," or "You were like, I see you being this way and I really like that." And also there's things that people said that they didn't like that I did, and I definitely do in my heart. And I wanted to explore those two things, what I like about teaching and what I don't like, because I am at that point where I'm like questioning if I want to go back into the classroom. I'm questioning why I left in the first place. So I made the list, and if you're at your point where you're trying to find the meaning of your life, I encourage you to take some time to like really think about what you like, what brings you joy, what lights you up, and things that you just really don't like, either a part of your job or where you're at right now as you're figuring out your career. And what I heard was like, I really don't like feeling the stress of teaching. I think I got really, really wrapped up in like putting so much pressure on myself to be perfect, to say things exactly the right way, to be there in exactly the right way, and to problem solve exactly in the right way. And as I like am reflecting with the waves, is like the waves can show us that, you know, we have to ebb and flow, and that the big crashes, the big waves are there to mix things up, to allow for things to kind of like move, to express, to like break open, right? And then the waves, the gentle waves that flow, are there to remind us of our joys, our contentment, our grounding force. And as we explore that relationship of like, should I? How should I be? Who should I be? The perfectionism that comes forward. There's nothing bad about that, right? There's nothing bad about not any of this. It's just information. And that's what I have to always tell myself. It's like, as I am getting hard on myself for not saying something exactly the right way, it's like, allow that other emotion to come out and allow it to come forward and show you what you need to let go of, just like the waves. Like, yes, you feel like you should be perfect, but why? And this is something I used to always say in my classroom to like my co-teachers, is it's like, there's, behind every behavior is an emotion, is a feeling, is a thought, is something that's causing that behavior. So if I'm feeling cut off, if I'm feeling like I want to shut down and disassociate, why? What's behind that? Or if I'm feeling like I need to be perfect, why? What's behind that? What am I trying to shove down and not feel, and instead try to make everything fit? And we can apply that to everything we try to like block from ourselves, right? Is behind every behavior is something. And it's, I feel, my meaning to like unravel, undo, find behind that, and allow that to come forward, so then I can explore that pattern a little bit deeper, and also let go of that tension that, your body is holding, because you're holding that thought, you're holding that feeling below you. So as we look at waves, that's something that might come forward, is like, what am I holding on to that doesn't need to be here? And I think we can apply that need to like let something go to everything, right? Waves can teach us to let go of anything that no longer is serving us, to release it, to choose something different, which is, depending on what that choice is, it can be hard. And I think it's important to explore still, right? Even if it's hard, even if we come up to those areas, then we can seek support if we need to, from our community, from our friends, from our partners, from a therapist. Is always allowing that space to also be held. Sometimes we need to be witnessed, right? When big things are coming forward, when we don't know how to get through that pattern, we need to be witnessed by someone. There's value in that. So looking at my I don't like and what I like, it's opening up this, I want to say portal, but we're going to say portal. It's opening up this portal for myself into learning where I can go from here, and how I can find more ease and find more contentment, and what it is that I'm actually seeking in regards to my meaning of life. And though my meaning of life is no longer teaching, I can be open to exploring what the next phase is. So I encourage you, wherever you live, to find some water to connect with and sit with and feel what comes forward. Even if it is just taking a bath or looking at some water in a cup. connect with the water and see what you feel comes forward. What are you holding on to too tightly that is ready to be released? What areas do you need support with in order to release those things? And how can we take the learnings of waves and apply those to kind of letting things die that no longer need to be a part of our stories anymore? So, before I sign off, I do want to ask that if you have questions, if you have thoughts, if you have, I don't know, any type of topic you want to discuss here, like please leave a comment below. I really, really love to get feedback. I found that when I wrote down what I like, is I really like being in collaboration with other people. I like getting feedback on what other people are struggling with, and that brings me a lot of light to be able to hear what someone else might need support with, not just from me, but like from our community, so that we can bring light to that area and we can bring support to that. It's helpful. I know that this channel used to be all about nature preschool and how I was a nature preschool teacher and different ways that we can apply the teachings to our classroom. And if that's something you are exploring or wanting to know more about, feel free to leave that below. I feel like, to be honest, kind of like if I talk about those things, I'm not that anymore. Like, I'm not in the classroom anymore. So it feels like super fake for me to talk about. And also, it's interesting because I still feel like I am a nature preschool teacher. Like, that is the title I still feel so connected with. And that's something that like the waves can teach me, right? It's like, why do I feel so deeply connected with that? And why am I also trying to push it away? Why am I trying to tell myself I am not that? So in any case, like, if you do have questions about nature preschools, I'd like to explore those too. And I'm open to exploring them. And yeah, thank you for being here, and I'm very grateful that we are having these types of conversations. I'll see you next time.